Hello and good day. It's good afternoon. Gary Champion, psychic medium and healer. An interesting video for you today, and it never fails. I sit down, turn the computer on, usually start seeing orbs. What's her name? Kim sees a lot of orbs. She has videos with orbs all in them. So I'm a very spiritual person. Kim's about as spiritual as it gets. She's always doing good, always trying to help people. And we should all aspire to be kind of like that, kind of like she is. I think we try. I'm not sure we all get there. Anyway, this is a video with a sort of a salacious name to it because right-wing politicians have made it that way. The word is grooming. They're grooming our kids to be this. They're grooming our kids to do that. They're teaching them this, so they're grooming them. No, not really. They're just looking for some more dirt to throw in the air. They throw a lot of dirt in the air and then they grab the cash and they run. Not much use for politicians this year. Last year was worse. Anyway, grooming. If you're a sensitive person, and most people who watch these things are, you may be being groomed. You just may not know it. It has nothing to do with here. If you get a bit of insight from the other side, if they say something and you hear it, or you have an overwhelming desire to do something, then most people don't know this. I'm telling you something that almost no mediums or anybody knows, but I know it because I've been told. When I was a kid and I started hearing things, I wondered what it was about. Why did you pick me? Why are you telling me this stuff? And it was because they were grooming me to be this, to pass along bits of insight, to do readings, to do healings, to be more than what I'm capable of being. And I think anytime you put mediumship and healing in the same room, I've become more than what I am. I'm greater than my parts. If you cut me up and dug in there, you're not going to find some magic orb. Sensitivity and worrying about people and things. And they know that I care, so they will give me something. When I was a kid, they did all the time, and I would pass it on. In some way, I would get that message to someone, usually through somebody else. I wouldn't walk up and say, hey, blah, blah, blah. It's something mundane, like your roof's leaking and it's going to cave in if you don't get it fixed. I would pass that along. Most of the time through someone else who would do it and be gracious enough to do it and not say it was me. Because I didn't want to be stuck with it. It's like that fly paper. I don't want to be stuck with it. And as time went on, it got more and more and more and more. And most of the beginning, it was about me. So I say they were grooming me to help me. Without their help, you can't do this kind of work. You can't do it. We think it's me. I'm so great. I'm this wonderful person. And I have these superpowers. No. Without them, there is no superpower. They're the second part. They're the ones that make it work. If you're sensitive enough to receive the information, that's just half of it. They pick you for a reason. If they're giving you insights into things and you do nothing with it, they might occasionally give you something. But if you do something with it, then it becomes sort of a river of information, day or night, that comes through. And what you do with it determines what they're going to do with you. We think we're in charge. I'm in charge of my life. No one tell me what to do. Blah, blah, blah. And we end up doing a bunch of things that we wouldn't intend on doing had we not heard it or felt it or had an overwhelming desire to do that. You have an overwhelming desire to go out in the front yard. You go out there and it's something's going on that you really need to take care of. Maybe a cat's caught in something. But the overwhelming feeling is just as good as hearing a word. A lot of people don't hear words, but they get that overwhelming feeling and they ignore it. So they will keep after you for a while. And then they move on. They're always grooming somebody to do good work. And I was so stupid and naive and ignorant that I did it. Why, I don't know. Most people who get messages from the other side, they won't pass them on because they fear some kind of retribution. It's the devil's work, or I don't know, some demons in you. You got to get that demon out. No, it's just well-meaning spirits using you to help Joe Schmo. That's how the system works. They help give you the information, your job is pass it on. Without you, nothing happens. It doesn't get passed along. So their good intention is left lying there, and something bad is going to happen here because you didn't listen. You didn't pass it on. A lot of times it's just mundane stuff, just everyday stuff. And tell him he needs to get his oil changed. Or it's time to renew that thing. Those come up on you really quickly. But the intent is it's grooming. I swear it is. It's grooming to get you to help other people. And they picked you for a reason. They feel that you have what it takes in some capacity. And maybe you're not 100% connected to the other side, but you can help in some capacity. And that one little thing they give you to pass it on is a big deal to them. And then you have trust. Look, Gary did that. Okay. Well, I'm a bad choice because since I was 6, I've been doing crazy things they've told me to do. And it's always worked out. I don't know if that's luck or they make it happen because it's supposed to happen. But without the middleman, and often the spirit that's trying to get you to do something moves on to your brother or your sister or your neighbor to get them to tell it because you're not listening. And all the interest runs to them. So let's keep this one. Let's kind of slice this one back because she's not going to do anything. Let's go to Susie. She seems to care. And she's dumb and stupid like me and can't help but blurt out to someone what they're getting. I don't have any choice in it, which I did, but it just comes out. I can't stop it. And I wonder why I said it later. Did I just say that? Did I really just say that? But my belief in the system that works is greater than any peril that I might have to face. It's just my thinking about it. What are they going to do to me for passing along, for doing good? Ooh, there's a penalty for that. Well, here's that old joke, no good deed goes unpunished. And we've heard that around here several times where we try and help somebody and it just backfires terribly. Does not stop me from trying. Does not stop my wife from trying. She does good deeds all the time, and sometimes it's not good. But she continues to do it because it's in her heart. So you're being groomed. If you're being given messages about this or about that, how far they go with it depends upon you. I think there was an orb there. Little things fly around here all the time. But my ability to do good things solely rests on them. It solely rests on them because they know after almost 60 years, but what do they tell me? I'm going to pass it on. I don't have any fear in that. Yeah, sometimes you end up looking stupid because it wasn't for. We were eating lunch the other day, and I know a waitress real well, and she came over and I said, blah, 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 blah. And she says, oh, that's not me. I said, gee, I'm getting it from you. Where I don't know where it is. And then she came back. I don't know if it's the next week or an hour later. Said, oh, that's the girl in the back room. I'm her boss or something, and she's going through that exact scenario that you're talking about. So it's like a ricochet shot. If you're shooting pool, I told her, Cassie's her name. I told Cassie, and she told her to try and console her in some way, understanding that these things happen. Sometimes it makes things worse. Sometimes it's like pouring gasoline on a fire. But the intent for good is there, and it comes from the other side. It comes to you, and then it moves on to whoever you're trying to help. You have to be fearless. I'm pretty fearless. No fear, no regret, no anger. That's a part of that. No fear that anything I say will, it may make people angry. It may people not want to talk to me. It may, I can't be worried about that. You can't be worried about that. You have to drive that ship where it's supposed to go. And the people are in the way. That's just the nature of the world. If you can save 50 people in your lifetime, you're up there at the top. And most mediums have saved people. It's just the way it goes. It was giving them some information that made a difference in their life, that they turned left instead of right, and had a big influence on whatever it was they were doing, led to new insights and new directions. So do not think that you're in control of this. You're not. I keep saying it in these videos. You keep listening, but you believe somehow that you magically have, ooh, let me get my magic wand out. Oof, poof. No, it's not you. Spirits are amazingly giving. That's just all I can say. They're amazingly giving. I don't know what the rest of their day is like. I don't know what spirits do when their time is off. I should do a video about that, maybe write a book about it. Where do spirits go when the sun goes down? Interesting. Before I forget it, where do spirits go? Pardon me. Ooh, that's too good to pass up. Where do spirits go when the sun goes down? Do they go home and barbecue with the kids? All you need to know is this from this video is that if you're getting information on a regular basis, and even if it's a word or a feeling, that's a direct communication to someone who's passed. It's direct. They're right there next to you. They're talking to you. And if you get it, and if you understand it, sometimes the understanding of it is the hard part. And I got this thing grooming just 10 minutes ago. I can't say that because all these politicians are saying that people are these blah 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 Democrats are grooming their kids for this, and that's not what this is about. This isn't political. This is spiritual. But they are grooming you. They are trying to get you to do good, and they chose you because you're extra sensitive. You have a great amount of empathy, and your sensitivity is seen on the other side. It's like you have a little light on you. They can see it. And they choose you to help your sister or your brother or your aunt or the neighbor down the street. And of course, you have free will. I don't have free will. I seem to just blurt it out. I don't care what the consequences are. It's sort of always been that way. In the beginning, you sort of are a little more cautious about it and get it to someone through a back door where they don't know it's me. But after a while, what's the point in that? And now that I've said this word about 10 times, I wonder if they'll block this video. Because I did a video not too long ago and had a couple of words in there, and they just blew it right off the internet. So this would be strike 2 for me, I think. I had a strike 1, and it went off, and then had another strike one. This would be strike two for me. But I don't care. They can stop me, surely. But the message is clear, and they're bureaucrats or technocrats or just rats. And I can't be bothered by that. I have to say what's coming. Anyway, I believe that there's 5 million people being groomed to do good things out there, and because they don't listen, they move on to somebody else. So, and it's quite possible that they use my brother for this, because we talked one time about it. He didn't like all this stuff. And we talked about it. Yeah, I hear that stuff, but I'm not going to let some spirit tell me what to do. Okay. Leads to miserable stuff. But he was insightful, he was sensitive, and he had empathy. He had all those things. He had tons of it, and could have been a great medium, I'm sure, far surpassing me. He was smarter than I am, way smarter, and he could have done things with it because he was in a position to do it in children's hospitals and things like that. He could have made a big difference. He chose not to because he wanted to plow his own path, and there's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't mean they go away. That certainly doesn't mean they go away. That means that they'll probably double their efforts. They picked you for a reason. It's because you're special. That communication line is open. That's a clear road. Most people don't have it. It's kind of broken. They get intermittent signals. It's not your intentions, someone's saying, is what makes that road clear. Empathy and all that are important, but what are you going to do with it? Anyway, thought I'd do a little video. And for those of you who are teetering on the edge of maybe becoming a medium, or you already are a medium, you just want to learn how to use it, there's ways of making that work where you can be a medium and no one know who you are. Anonymity's out there everywhere. A lot of these readers are not using the real names. So, and in the beginning, that's what I did, anonymously helping people. And then I put up a website, put my name on it, and stood by everything I put on there. These videos, I stand by them. I make them. They come from the other side. The impetus for the video is not mine. I would have never used that word in a video. But that word used to mean just people having good hygiene, combing your hair, washing. That's what that, it was called, good grooming. It's, I'm going to do these things to make myself presentable. Anyway, life is so interesting. It's hard to imagine the depth that exists out there that we don't connect to, that we could. It's like a deep ocean. It's no bottom to it. And if you can connect to it, the energy is very good too. It's like a shot of something. You just feel good when you help people. This video is turning into some kind of thing. Okay, we get all maudlin about it, but it's my path. It doesn't have to be yours. But I'm telling you, if you're receiving a lot of things, there's a reason for it. It's not accidental. There are no coincidences. You receive that message because this person's in trouble and needs some help. And if you just went over and talked to him and maybe just make them feel good, same thing. And most of you guys that watch my channel are all so good at that. I see it on my YouTube channel when I do a video and someone will say something and you'll jump in and help them. It's a marvelous thing, video channel. When we do the live stuff, especially, someone will be in a lot of pain and it's the regulars that do it. Sassy Sarah, T-Barb, some of those people are always out there trying to patch those holes in someone. trying to get them through another day. There's no better achievement than that, I don't think. No, you won't. Ooh, where's my pot of gold? Where's that pot of gold? They're not going to give you a pot of gold for it. You're going to feel good. So, no fear. I don't fear retribution. No regret. I'm not going to regret any of this stuff. Well, I didn't make it up anyway. Some guide did. Actually, there's a new guide here today, and I'll tell her name's Crystal. And I've never had a guide named Crystal, but she's just showed up telling me her name is Crystal. Isn't that, see, that's the neat part of it. You're talking about spirits, and one pops up and actually gives you her name, Crystal. Isn't that interesting? No fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching. I hope they help. I hope this video helps somebody. Bye-bye.